Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. The National Development Bank has secured provisional license from the Bank of Ghana to begin operations. This will, however, be subject to meeting some conditions before it can start full operations next month. George Rafe has the latest.
Joy Business is learning that a formal communication was made last week to the Ministry of Finance by the Bank of Ghana in a letter. This should mean that the bank now has the legal backing to kickstart the process to aid its full operations. However, this is subject to meeting some conditions before. In the said letter, the Bank of Ghana also doesn't want to restrict the approval to the board members and the chief executive, but other key management positions of the bank. There's also talk about the structure and the level of minimum capital requirement that should be imposed by the Bank of Ghana on the institution. Now, failure to meet some of these conditions could see the National Development Bank miss out on starting operations as expected. The Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, recently told Joy Business that government is waiting for the Bank of Ghana's approval so the institution can take off quickly as expected. We also understand that the offices of the National Development Bank has already been secured at a prime location here in Accra. It is the belief of government that the bank taking off on time will aid in the recovery of the economy. The Finance Minister has also revealed that they will be using this bank to support long-term funding to some critical areas of the economy. However, it is not everyone that is enthused about this bank, with some of these persons worried about undue political interference and going the way of institutions like the Bank for Housing and Construction, which has collapsed.
Well, meanwhile, economist Professor Peter Quartey says the survival of the yet-to-be-launched National Development Bank hinges on the avoidance of political interference. Now, he says government has already promised an institution that will be run without political interference, but Professor Quartey wants government to walk the talk.
We don't have long-term financing, and it's only the National Development Bank that can provide that kind of funding that we require. Most of the commercial banks are universal banks, and then they are profit-oriented. They will not lend beyond 3 years. National Development Bank can lend 3, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And that's what is going to bring economic transformation. The only challenge I foresee is that if there's a lot of political interference, the other challenge I foresee is that if we appoint people who are not competent to man the National Development Bank. Otherwise, if you run it like a business, profit-oriented, with clear goals and mandates, I believe National Development Bank will help transform this country. But we are not tax compliant. We've also made tax payment a bit difficult in my view. These days we are giving digitization, so it's much easier if you can go online and pay. How many people are literate enough who can go online and pay taxes? I think we should find more innovative ways of collecting taxes. The online digitization is good, but I believe there are more people within the informal sector who cannot use the digital means, and therefore the GRA should find ways of reaching out to the untaxed so that our tax GDP ratio will move from the 12% to 25%. That is what we need. If you want to invest and grow, your revenue GDP ratio should be within the range of about 25%.